So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in the final game of the night, and it's going to be a map that's pretty rare. I've never seen it. Well, I've seen it a couple of times. It's really new to the map pool. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our red player representing Google. It is Torque Stomp, spawning in the 12 o'clock position, and in the 6 o'clock position we have Cabbage, our blue star player representing just Tableau software. There we go. And Torque Stomp is representing Google Cardboard and nothing else. So I think these guys played in game number 3, which was pretty close. The game where I messed up all my settings, but I fixed that later on. So Cabbage here is going to be opening up fairly standard here. Everything is looking very standard. What am I even talking about? Torque Stomp here is adding on the supply depot at the ramp. Going to be going for probably the same Reaper opening he did in the previous game we played versus Cabbage. But we'll see if these players decide to switch up their builds quite a bit. Generally, I don't think Platinum players have that many builds for each matchup. I know as a Diamond Protoss myself, I only have like one build for each matchup, which I can like change a bit after what I scout. But Torque Stomp here, he's not deciding to go for the gas. There we go, there is the geyser. So it is going to be the same Reaper opening probably. Perhaps he's going to follow it up with Hellions, but so far looks like it's going to be just the standard Reaper opening. And Cabbage here is going for the hatch first. It is a very safe hatch. Of course, you can easily be dropped here in the mid game. There's a pretty large opening here for drops, but so far nothing of that sort can come and kill him. Torque Stomp right now, he's finishing up his barracks. His gas was a bit late, so his Reaper is going to be delayed by a couple of seconds. Not that huge of a deal. Oh, he's actually going for a Marine. There we go. See a switch up already, and he might go for Hellions now very quickly instead. But we'll see what it decides to do. Spawning pool is on the way for Cabbage, as well as that hatchery. As I said before, it's almost 50% done right now, a bit more. So he's going to be far ahead in the expansion timing. And now I do see the Reaper coming out. He just delayed that by a tiny bit, going for a Marine first instead. He's going to catch this Overlord at his glorious play, but is Cabbage going to be able to pull back in time? Oh, he might be able to pull back in time. Oh, that was pretty unfortunate for Torque Stomp. They had a cute rally down there. Now Torque Stomp's gonna send down his SV to get his own expansion up. So it's all looking very standard for both players. It's going to be a fairly standard macro game. A couple of Zerglings on the way, as well as double Queen Reactor coming on at home for our turn player, which is very standard. And we're going to see if he decides to add on a factory for reacted Hellions. So far it doesn't look like it, but it's not quite at 100 gas yet. It's going to be going for a second barracks so far, and no factory coming up just yet. He's going to be hunting down these Zerglings with his Reaper, and I don't know if that's the best choice, to be honest. The Reaper is mainly designed to scout, not to pick up stray Zerglings. So two more barracks are on the way. Barracks, I don't know what the plural form is. Now Torque Stomp is getting his engineering bay up. That's pretty early engineering bay, even for TVZ. And Cabbage is actually looking pretty low on drones, to be honest. He is far ahead, but his natural is barely saturated whatsoever. But perhaps, yeah, it was supply bug there for a second, so that might be the reason for it. Now the expansion is finishing up for our champ player. Metabolic boost is on the way for our Zerg player, and still no Roach Warren has been dropped, so might not go for that Roach Bane bust he did in that previous game that these guys played. Refinery is finishing up for our champ player as well, so it's all looking very standard, as I've said multiple times. +1 being started, and a lot of tech labs actually. It's going for double tech lab, which is pretty rare. I think generally people like to get double a reactor and one tech lab, just to be able to pump out a couple of more Marines. Marines are of course vital in dealing with the Mutalisk that do show up in the mid game. Lair is being started for our Zerg player right now, and as I've said, it's probably going to go for those Mutas in the mid game. A couple of more Zerglings are being built here from Cabbage, and he might want to apply some pressure with this newly finished metabolic boost, but he can't really do a whole lot with that. He's going instead to be going for a third base. It's a bit delayed, but not that big of a deal, I think. even more Zerglings are streaming across the map right now, but you can't really do a whole lot as the wall is finished and a lot of Marines are on the side. Now finally the factory is coming down for Torkstomp, and I don't know why this factory is so delayed. Perhaps he wants to do some sort of marine pressure, but currently he's not building any marines, so I don't think so. Stim is about halfway done, as well as combat shield, so we might go for some kind of Stim combat shield +1 timing. That might actually be something. As I said, I'm not a turn player, nor am I a Zerg player, so I don't really know too much about these timings. Now our Zerg player is fully saturated on his main and his natural base, so so far he should be pulling ahead in the income right here, and he is just slightly, well, that was quite a bit actually, but mules do give Terran a short boost there in income. Starport being gathered on right now, as well as a bunker at the front. I think our Terran player is a bit scared of this roach bailing bus that came in the previous game these two guys played, so adding on the bunker there just to be safe. Reactor is coming up from this for this starport, I assume, to get out a lot of medevacs. And if you remember correctly, if I remember correctly, I think he went for a lot earlier of a starport in the previous game these guys played. So apparently they're mixing up their builds by quite a bit. Cabbage's third base has finished up right now, and he is going to be starting to saturate that with a lot of drones. He's getting an overseer as well, but I think that's just for scouting. Yeah, it's going to be scouting intel. Centrifugal hooks, of course, that bailing speed is going to finish, and the spire is just about finished, and there he gets scanned. He scans the spire, so he knows what's up. Are we going to see turrets? Nope. We see widow mines being produced, and that is okay. So he used the reactor for the factory. Still no turrets being deployed, but no mutilisks on the way either, so not that big of a deal. Quite a lot of Zerglings are streaming across the map though, and 5 banelings are morphing in, so you might want to go for a bust here. But Terran player is already moving out, and it's going to be dropping that third base as well. So these banelings are not going to finish on time, unfortunately. I don't think so, at least. Perhaps a couple will. No. Our Terran player cleaning it up pretty easily. Look at this, our Terran player is far ahead in supply, and it's all in the armor supply. Because I think it's actually behind in the work account ESS, so he's far ahead in the armor supply right now. And looks like Torkstomp is actually in a pretty good position in this game. I like his position right now. He is going to be pushing out with this large army. He's got a couple of widow mines, and as we saw in the previous game, widow mines can turn the tide of a battle. They can deal a lot of damage. It's now +1 mutalisk, or what's it called, flyer attacks, I think, and +1/+1 carapace and melee are about to finish up as well. So we're gonna see if they have time to finish before this push comes. I think +1 is done for +1/+1, both of them for our Terran player. And it's got combat shield as well, stimpack, and that concussive shells as well. Widow mines are burning here in position, but the overseer is already here. They can't really do a whole lot here. Waste a shot there on that queen. But here we go, it's gonna burrow in time. Oh, he's kiting back and forth, and I think Torkstomp is doing very well here. He can actually push these mutalisks back for now. He's streaming across the map with reinforcements. Currently he's not, and his third base just finished up, which is going to be very important too. Cabbage's going to be dropping a macro hatchery as well to just be able to produce a couple more units. But Torkstomp, I don't know if he can actually keep on pushing it. Now he's going to stim home to kill one overlord. He can't really keep on pushing it. The creep spread is starting to take over this part of the map, so pushing on creep is not really recommended. Now Torkstomp is going to go for a medevac drop instead. Let's see if it goes over to this droppable location. This is very droppable. Let's see what it decides to go for. It's gonna send out this as a bait. Oh, Torkstomp, you're so clever. You're so clever. But let's see if he gets scouted by an overlord there. I don't know what he's doing right now. This has been spotted, so perhaps the bait is going to work, perhaps it's not going to work, we'll see. Marines and Marauders are still being produced, as well as Widow Mines, so it's going to be just a standard bio-heavy composition with a lot of medevacs as well. And as I said earlier, I think Cabbage is in the better position still in this game, and you know, I can't deny it, he's in a very good position still. He's almost even in supply, even though our side player should be ahead in the work supply in this year's. This bait wasn't actually that great since he didn't have a second medevac moving out, so I don't know what that was for. And now the second medevac comes around, I have no idea what that was. Factory being added on right now, a second factory just for more widow mines, I suppose. Is this drop getting spotted? Yes, it is. But Marines getting dropped off right here. And this push just getting shut down immediately. And failing drops like this is what can put Cabbage in the lead by a lot. Now Talkstomp's going to be moving out. He's got a couple of very low units here, but got 3 medevacs bringing with him. He's bringing 3 medevacs, so that's quite a lot of healing power. How many Widow Mines is he bringing? He's bringing 6 of them. Oh no, he's not bringing 6. He's got 4 here. He's got 2 at home, I think. Now Talkstomp is going to be pushing it, and armor supply is up at 90 compared to 68 of our Sug player. And he's got +2 as well on the way. So I think Talkstomp is definitely in a very good position here. Widowmine, oh, that's a good connection. Gets a lot of banings there. 40 kill Widowmine right there. And oh no, this is not good. Marine's taking a lot of damage from the banings. I can't actually see what's going on here, but the middle is falling rapidly. That's what I can tell is going on. He's gonna burrow the Widowmines. Oh, this is gonna be sick. The middle is gonna take so much damage. Actually, one of those is tanking one of those. He's not doing anything with these Marauders right now. He's trying to run in a couple more units here. But Mutila's camp is just a tiny bit too high. Can't really deal with them. Oh, this Widowmine does get a shot off. Second Widowmine does get a shot off as well. So the Mutila's camp has been severely lowered in this push. And Talkstomp is actually far ahead in supply right now, 68 to 29. So I suppose Talkstomp is going to be moving out with a lot of units here. And really push his advantage right now, but not doing that unfortunately. He's got +3 as well on the way, so Talkstomp is really on point with his upgrades in this game. I don't know what he's doing here with his medevacs, leaving a bit of his army behind, but not really. I don't know what he's doing here. 4th base for Cabbage has been established, while the 4th base for Talkstomp is a bit too late here. Now we're seeing the push coming out. I think Talkstomp can actually deal a lot of damage with this push. A lot of damage. If he gets enough Widow Mines here out here, only 2 so far with the 1 old one staying there, so 3 Widow Mines here with this push. And let's see if he can take down this army from Cabbage. Infestors are going to be on the way, and the Pathogen Glands is about to finish up. Now Talkstomp stimming in here with his Marauders. Of course he wants to keep the Marauders in the front to tank those Baning hits. A lot of Banings are about to finish here, and Talkstomp has not spotted this fortunately. He scans now and spots a couple of them morphing in. Just cleaning up the creep, and as I said earlier, you don't want to fight on creep. And oh my god, this is going to be sick with my hits. That was absolutely ridiculous. Trying to pull back his Marines, but his Marauders are in the way. Oh, still these Marines are training very efficiently with these Mutalisks. That's +3 Marines almost. +2 Marines. Trading with 0-1 Mutalisks. Now Talkstomp's going to be moving in here. The supply count is very even, but the armor supply is favoring our Terran player right here. Talkstomp hitting up the 4th base of our Sug player, and I think he can just keep pushing right here and take this game right now. 166 supply to 143, and not really that much that Cabbage can do. Is trying to hold on. A lot of Banings are morphing in, but I don't know if he can do it. A lot of units are reinforcing our Terran player, but the Marine camp has been severely lowered. Only Marauders remain, and the Mutalisks camp is just a bit too high. Cleaning up the Marines, and there we go. Talkstomp getting pushed back right now, but he can't stop mining from his 4th base. He's barely mining, just a bit here from his 4th base, but not really efficient mining going on there. Upgrades are pretty even for both of these players. +2, +2. Only +1 flyer attacks have been finished. Ultra Scout is coming down for our Sug player, and look at the supply. It's 134 to 95, and the armor supply is so heavily in favor of a Terran player right here. He's bringing a lot of Widow Mines with this push, and our Sug player he's trying to be a bit cute here, trying to go for the double expand, but I don't know if he can actually pull it off here. Drilling Claws is coming in, and that is such a super important upgrade. I think the Widow Mines burrow like 3 times faster with the Drilling Claws, and it's just ridiculous. 10 more Mutalisks on the way though, and if this Marine count gets severely lowered from Banelings, I think the Mutalisks can definitely deal with this army very easily. A lot of overloads fell there. That was just absolutely ridiculous. Now Talkstomp is scanning down here to clean up a bit of this creep, but the Widow Mines are in position here. Cabbage cannot really engage into this army just yet. He can't engage into those Widow Mines. I think Talkstomp's going to be able to go over here and deny the 4th base, but not so far, not yet. He's going to pull back the Marines. Yes, here we go. Some cute micro coming out of our Terran player. I'm just going to see the Widow Mine hits. actually dealing a lot of friendly damage there to those medevacs, but I think Togestomp's got this game right here. He's gonna take down this 4th base, and there's basically no army left for Cabbage. 29, and there we go, GG, and Google managed to take it. 3-2-2. 3-2-2. So there we go, that's going to be that, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoy the cast. Boom. So yeah, that's going to be that. Google Cardboard manages to take it.